G'day, Chief. Welcome to the Inner Chief podcast. Good to be with you one more time. Today, I want to save you some time. I want to talk all about saying no. Saying no to meeting requests and initiatives when your plate gets way too full. Okay, some really important common situations we'll find ourselves in. Sitting at our desk just like this, email request comes through for an invitation to a calendar meeting for an hour, a few days out from now, and you see it, you look at the subject title and you go, accept, not really knowing what that meeting is all about, no agenda attached. You look in the meeting and you can see there's 6 other people, you know those people, you think it must be important if we're all in the room at the same time. Then a few days later, you turn up to the meeting, you log on to Zoom or you turn up in face-to-face, and you think, what on earth are we meeting about? The meeting comes, the person who called the meeting starts the meeting, and you think, why are we doing this? I already know the answer to this. This could have been solved in 3 seconds, or we can't have this meeting because the right people aren't here. Or, my gosh, we don't have the data. We don't have the information in order to make this meeting happen. Or this meeting's just not even required. It's off topic, it's off agenda. It's not a priority right now. These are really common. I work with lots of companies and a number of organizations or executives that say to me, dear me, we have way too many meetings. It's driving me crazy. This is, it's a pandemic. It's worse than COVID. Chiefs, I want to talk to you about just a couple of really simple processes and rules that you can put into your daily life as a leader that will make your life better and everybody look good. So in relation to meetings, never forget, and this is one of our core principles at Chiefmaker, is that a meeting is the performance theatre of an executive. For a football player, it's the pitch. For a netball player, it's the court. For us as executives and leaders, it's meetings. That's where we perform. That's where we have discussions with people. We've got to be really good at that. And we start far too many matches without the rules of the game in place. And we just end up looking, to be honest, our reputation suffers because we go into these meetings and we don't know what's going on. So what I'd like you to do is think about this. Use a bit of sporting terminology. Someone invites you to go and play a game of football or a game of tennis or a netball game. And you say to yourself, hold on a minute. I need to know the rules of the game here. I need to know what we're playing for. I need to know what the outcome is here. So when an invitation comes into your calendar, what you're doing is not just hitting accept first. It's look at the detail of the meeting. Is there a really good agenda and a purpose for the meeting and some outcomes? Do we have enough time to get the information, the data, the reports to help us make a decision? And are all the right people in the room? Now, if any of that is missing, my first port of call is either a decline or a maybe, or even better, quick phone call. Hey, Bob, I just got that meeting request from you. Can we just confirm what the meeting's about? Who's going to be there? What's the outcome? Okay. Now, can we solve this right now in 2 minutes? Do we really need all these people coming together and spending 45 minutes or an hour, right? See if you can actually remove the meeting. I'm a bit of a fan of the smallest number of meetings as possible to get a job done and the shortest meetings possible. So not an hour, can we do it in 20 minutes? Can we do it in 25 minutes? Get on the ball, do it fast, make it happen. But if you can actually remove the meeting and get back to then being able to do work and have more quality conversations with your people and working at a high level, working at level, right? That's going to be a real growth, a real benefit for you and the people around you. Now you might be thinking, I don't know if I should be making that call. You will come across as a real professional, right? You'll come across as someone who's actually helping that individual run good meetings. So the first step to saying no is just looking at, do we have the quality component of our meeting set up? So that is purpose, agenda, right people, right data and reports, so we can have a really good and valuable meeting. So that's the first thing to do, is make the call, cancel it, right? If you don't need to. The second thing then is obviously run the rule over your own meetings and make sure you're all set up properly. Otherwise, you might lose a bit of credibility in the process. So say no to meeting requests that don't make any sense. And I guarantee you, if you look at your calendar for the next 2-3 weeks, there's got to be 20% of meetings you can, right? And that might give you back 5 hours a week. 5 hours a week, you can work on strategy, on people, on coaching, on relationships with stakeholders, right? And that's the value add. That's where we want you to be, as opposed to meaningless off-priority meetings that aren't set up properly. Okay? So say no to some meeting requests. The second half of this is saying no to when you get more priorities land in your inbox. So you're in a meeting or you're sitting there one day and an email comes through and says, hey, Jane or Jed, hey, could you just take over this project for me? And you think, hold on a minute. I've got a full plate already. I'm really, really busy. I'm not just taking the easy path here and trying to hide from work. I'm actually genuinely stocked with the amount of work I can do. So how do you say no in that moment? Here's the trick. It's not about saying no. It's getting your boss to prioritize the work for you. So you should have a plan on a page. If you don't have a plan on a page or a real clear understanding of the plan for your department and your priorities, then please build that. If you don't do it, join the mini MBA. We do that on that, right? This is what we do. We ensure we go to our boss, and who is our number one customer? Never forget that. We're going to our boss as our customer and we're saying, hey boss, I really want to deliver as much as I can for you. Here's my plan. Here's all the priorities. Here's what we're doing. And here's how everything is tracking. You've just added one more thing into this and it's going to take this amount of work. That sort of tips us over from a resource perspective. We can't get to that as well. Can you just help me prioritize what we're doing here and look at some of the timelines? If you can show them that in a really clear way, in a spreadsheet or a Gantt chart or something that really makes a bit of sense, then you're asking for their guidance and their wisdom about priority, not about whether or not you should be doing something. If you can engage them in the prioritization process, you're treating them like a customer, right? And that actually makes a really big difference. Be sure to emphasize that you want to do a great job with high quality and nail this and speak their language. And remember, your boss is your number one customer, and never forget that throughout this whole process, right? You're a professional services firm of one who wants to deliver an incredible piece of work for the company you work for. And when you do that, life is better. It's less stressful. It's more fun. You get better at stuff. You get a better flow. So all of this saying no is actually about being better for the company you work for. It's not about trying to dodge work. And I think that's a really important piece in the whole process of saying no to be better, saying no to be better quality, saying no to serve. And those three things, if you do that, you're going to have a much more enjoyable work and career, and people will seek you out for your advice and your wisdom and your counsel. All right, Chief, that sums it up for this week on saying no. I hope it helped. If you've got any questions, send them through to me. As always, remember to stay epic.